I'm sorry, I'm trying to get everything set up. Ugh. In today's live stream, I'm gonna be rerooting a doll. I saw someone doing a live stream rerooting a doll. Someone I haven't been watching too awful much of, but I tuned into their stream. What is it? The archive of the stream, the VOD video upload of it, and it inspired me to do so. I enjoy rerooting on live stream. It's been a while since I've done it. I haven't really been rerooting that much due to, goodness gracious, what is wrong with my, I don't know where I put it. Because my tripod is actually really bad. It's in a really rough shape. Don't know if I can like do this and like balance it out better. I'm kind of questioning if this is even gonna hold. Hold on. Because, like, it's broken. I don't know if you can see that. This is how it is. It's broken, and I had to, like, tape it. And I'm trying... I think it's just, like, too far up. Ooh, it's still, like, really unstable. Hold on. Give me 1 second, and then I will try and get my... If I can find it. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna try taping it. I'm gonna try taping my tripod, pole that holds the phone to see if that'll do anything. I don't know if it will, but I'm gonna try it. It's just some paper tape. It's not that strong, but maybe it'll give it a little bit more support than what it has right now. I did vacuum my floor recently, so it's looking a little bit more presentable than it had been. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, I think that is more stable now, so I don't think I have to worry about it falling over. Just need to kind of get it to do this. It's still kind of like unstable. Hold on. Pull it back a little bit. Ugh. Hold on. Let me do it like this now. Maybe it's more stable doing it from this side. Now that it is kind of... Alright, I think that's as good as it's going to get. So, now that that's situated, I'm going to prop this up a little bit. I wish I had done this before I started the live stream, but I thought it was going to hold, so... But it did not. Oh well. So I have a box that I got a package in recently, so I'm going to use that to kind of prop that up to give me a little bit of... Ugh. Is this even working? Come on. Okay, I think I got a good enough setup here. So I'm going to be rereading this girly. She is a childhood doll of mine. She's a Bratzilla's Magic Night Out Cloetta Spalletta. She has been through the gigs, to say the least. She has been scalped, balded. Her body still needs to be cleaned and have stains removed on it. Her face, actually, I did a stain removal treatment to it, and you can't even really tell. It's still pretty badly stained, as you can see, but I'm not giving up on her. She will be restored as best as I can do by her, so... I'm going to be doing the knot method this to go around. I haven't done that in a long time, but the reason I'm doing it for this doll... So I actually stopped doing the knot method because my hand, I'm having developing issues with my hand, and I get like... I think it's developing carpal tunnel. It runs in my family, so yeah, that's not fun. So I've been trying to like give my hand a rest, and I had been doing the reroot tool for some of my dolls, a lot of my dolls, but for this doll, because the hair is kind of on the short side and her original hair length is like about this length, I didn't want to go any shorter than this, so I kind of had to do the knot method to get the length and the security. Cause I don't really glue my doll's hair, and when I do the reroot tool, I do it a certain way to where you don't really need to glue the hair, but if I did it the way that would have gave me the max hair length on this hair, I would have had to glue it, and I didn't want to do it, so yeah. Anyways, I need my flat iron. Yes, I'm gonna need the flat iron in this here live stream, because I'm actually going to, well, for one, I'm going to be straightening the hair a little bit. This is nylon, by the way. I don't, when I reroot my dolls with like blonde or like white hair, if you see me using it, it's probably going to be nylon, because I don't really mess with blonde, especially these platinum shades. I don't really mess with blonde Saran like that, because it really discolors after a certain amount of time, like, I don't know, like 5 or so years. I have some G3 Frankie dolls that I got when G3 first came out, and that doll is already starting to yellow the hair, and I don't like it. And yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna be using this brush. It's a Bratzilla's brush that I got in my unboxing that came with my brand new Bratzilla's, but I couldn't find my other brush. I would have been using my like dog, like pet grooming brush, but I couldn't find it, so yeah. This hair looks like there's some like length stuff going. Hold on, I think that got like messed up. Yep, that got pulled out. That's why that was so much shorter at the end. Yeah. So I'm just brushing it out. Nothing to see here. I'm gonna run over it quickly with the flat iron, and then I also have a spritz bottle to wet my hair, to make it a little bit more manageable. And I'm glad that my floor, I vacuumed it, because I can finally sit in my floor and like do the live streams and stuff, because sitting in the chair was a little bit bad on my back, I'm not gonna lie. And I didn't have many comfortable positions to sit in that chair, so yeah. But my floor was looking a little rough, and I kept procrastinating on vacuuming, and yeah, so that's why I had been sitting at my computer desk so often. I do prefer when I'm like recording live streams to like be sitting in the floor or something. It's a little bit more comfortable for me. I have more room to work and stuff, and I'm a klutz, so I knock stuff over and hit stuff, and sitting in such a confined space gets a little bit scary. I don't know. I just like having space. But anyways, so yeah, I'm not gonna really focus too hard on getting this like super duper straight, because like I'm gonna like end up straightening it anyways after I root the doll completely. Boil washing it and then straightening with a flat iron. I'm gonna curl it. I don't know if I'm gonna try and like fix her up to make her look like exactly how she originally looked, like hairstyle, like down to the T, because I'm thinking of just getting a new one to replace, like, to have her for like my Magic Night Outline display, because I almost have all of the Magic. Do I? Yeah, I almost have all of the Magic Night Out dolls. I just need a new one of her, but I'm counting that I have her, even though she's incomplete. And then I just need Megana. Oh, speaking of Megana, I had posted in my community tab area that I had bought another, what is it, Back to Magic Megana, Bratzilla's doll, and she finally came. And here she is. Oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous. She is actually in such good, like, what's the word? She's in very mint condition, almost. Like, the only thing that's really wrong with her is she has, like, a little... I think that'll come right off. I don't even think that that's, like, a stain. I think that's just, like, some gunk. I have not washed her, brushed her hair, anything. And then she also has, like, a little rip in her, sleeve right there, but that, I don't care. If you knew the leaps and bounds I had to go through to get this doll, you would not be complaining about this either. This doll was so hard to locate. I literally had spent like weeks on end like searching for her, and I finally ran across one listing that didn't even list her as like Megana or this from this specific line or anything like that. It was just like Bratzilla's doll. No, or Bratzilla doll. It wasn't even Bratzilla's. It was like very weirdly like worded, the the title of the listing, so it was kind of like a blessing I even found her. I used the, what was it, the image search feature on eBay, and it became a lifesaver in this, for this girly right here, getting my hands on her. But yeah, she pretty much has everything. She's just missing an earring and then her bag. But why does that Q&A thing always scare me? I always think somebody, I don't know, it just pops up randomly and I'm like, oh my god, it startles me. Anyways, but yeah, she's in much better condition than the, well, yeah, she's in, yeah, I'd say better condition than my other one that I showed. Did I show her? I think I did show her. Maybe I didn't. I don't think I did actually. Let me grab her really quickly before I get into the rerouting stuff. Cause I mean, high key, I'm just gonna be like chatting anyways while rerouting, so might as well like chat about these other things as well. This is my other one. She actually has a lot cleaner like brow placement, I noticed, like face up wise. As you can see, the brows are a little bit thinner on this one. This one's more like messily done. Like it's what is it? Stenciled. Yeah, they used a stencil and then airbrushed it on. I guess they did it for this girly too, maybe? I don't know. Hers is just a lot more sloppily done, but she's still gorgeous. Like it's not sloppy in like a bad way. Her brows are just blurrier and a little bit darker. But yeah, I just threw her in this fashion pack. I'm actually going to be gifting this to a friend of mine. He had been wanting this doll. He actually made me well, I mean, I was already aware of her, but when I was getting back into Bratzilla's, he was like, "Oh my god, I've been like searching for this specific doll for like a long time, and like, you know, I really wanted her and I can't find her like anywhere." And then that's when I like started, because my goal is like to complete my Bratzilla's collection. So I went down like a rabbit hole of trying to find her, and I ended up finding this one, and she had like her shoes and socks. And then I found her little like scarf thing on a separate listing. I paid a lot of money just to get this specific doll from that lot, and then the little scarf thing from the separate listing. Then I ran across this one, and I was like, you know what? I told him, I was like, I bought that Bratzilla's because I had told him about this one, and I was like, you know what? I bought it. I found another one. How about I just scan the material in of the dress onto the computer, and then like send it over to you, and then just give you this doll because you've been wanting her for so long. Then you can get like a dress made. And he was like, oh my god, thank you so much. And yeah, but anyways, she's just rocking this fashion pack for now, which is honestly a little bit harder to get to. So it's kind of weird seeing them together. Like, yeah, I don't know if I do love this. I don't know if I love this fashion pack on her specifically. It might just be the boots, like, because they aren't exact, and my like OCD is kind of playing with me. But yeah, so I'm gonna make her print her off an earring and clean her up and get her on display, and she's gonna be loved and enjoyed. And so gorgeous, so happy to own her. Anyways, back to the rerouting stuff. Let me spritz this with a little water. I just found this, by the way, because my room was a little bit disorganized, and I had lost this little spritz bottle I used to use a lot for my doll's hair. Somebody, I don't know if somebody liked, I don't think anybody liked it. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, the little spritz bottle, yeah. My room was disorganized. I finally found this, and I'm so happy because, like, it had been, like, killing me, like, working with dry doll hair when I was, like, rerouting and stuff. Because it doesn't really give, for me, it doesn't give much of a benefit besides, like, just keeping everything a little bit tidy. Because, like, obviously when wet hair is, like, when it's wet, it clumps together and it doesn't, like, go every which way. And it's just a lot, it keeps my workspace a little bit cleaner, so that's why I like wetting my hair. It doesn't really, especially for nylon, it's so heat resistant, you don't really need to wet it to straighten it, in my experience. And then I also posted on my community tab my updated what is it, Kitty K doll. Because I did the live stream of going over the outfit and everything. Let me just clean up some of these ends because they're kind of a little bit scraggly. think they're gonna end up causing some trouble if I don't clip them. So yeah, I ended up doing her face up. I'm probably gonna go back and tweak it just a teensy bit, especially near the brows. I want it to look as close as possible. So, and brows, it's like you either got them or you didn't. You know what I mean? In my opinion, like when I do customs, like I try and like really nail the brows. I feel like brows can make or break a doll. They can make or break a face like as a whole as well, not just like in doll form or whatever, but like in real life, when if your brows aren't on point, then it kind of throws off the whole face and blah blah blah. Anyways, I'm just gonna be redoing her brows, not redoing, but like tweaking them a little bit, probably down the road. But I'm thinking I'm gonna hold off until I get the hair to reroot her. So yeah, I'm having to knot these at the end. I I personally like knotting it in the middle. I learned that from Amber Ruxpin. But to get the hair length, I have to knot it at the end. So yeah, it's whatever. And also I learned, because I kind of stopped doing the knot at the end method, especially with nylon, because it like the knot slips. But I learned a method where basically you yeah, the hair a little bit came off there, it's fine. Basically people, I had seen people like burning the ends and stuff, and I was like, ugh, I tried that and it would just like, sometimes it would go too far and the knot would completely come off, and I'm like, ugh, I don't like it. Anyways, I figured out you can just basically melt it with your straightener, or like flatten it to the point where it doesn't move. So that's what I've been doing. So I'll just take my straightener, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just like hold it down, and it kind of like secures it into place without having to glue it and stuff. And it's not as dangerous as like a open flame, like on a lighter or something. And it doesn't kill my fingers trying to pull it super duper tight. So that's a blessing. I'm thankful that I thought to do that. Because I had seen a lot of videos of, there's these ladies that, like, hair braiders that braid the hair. Or, like, was it braiding the hair? Or no, I think it was extension making. I forget the exact context I saw this in, but they basically take a flat iron and they'll, like, melt the strips of hair to, I think, like, something. They'll, to make, like, the little, what is it, hair wefts? I think for extensions, that's what I saw it, used for, but that's what kind of gave me the idea. I thought it was so satisfying watching people do that, like melt the hair. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't like to make my well, I think for this girl I might actually make them a little bit thicker than I tend to do, because she doesn't have that many plugs to begin with. And I don't really plan on adding really too many, because her hit is so hard, like, you can't squish it or anything, and doing it with the needle, yeah. So I'm just gonna, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just, like, keep it thick all the way around, then I'm gonna really focus on the part line, because these are, like, smaller holes, so the hair's gonna be smaller anyways. I'm gonna try and thatch this doll. I've been trying to get into, like, thatching recently, because I don't know. Especially for dolls that, like, used thatching, I think it's, like, I think it looks nice. Like, you don't have to, like, tweak the, what is it, the part line too much, like, deviate from the original rooting pattern. Having to do, like, the, what is it, the root one line, and then root in the same holes on the opposite side, and then you flatten it and you get the part like that. That's how a lot of companies are doing it nowadays, and I'm just like, it looks good. It works perfectly, like, it's easy, good, works perfect, but, like, for dolls that, like, used thatching, I'm like, yeah, I want it to be thatched nowadays to look a little bit more original. Also, sorry if anyone hears, what was it, like, thunder in the background. It's, like, raining or getting ready to rain more, so everybody's been having a good July so far. I haven't been having the best July myself, but that is life. And I have my other Bratzillas here that I need to. She needs a thorough washing. This is the band. I think this is the like original factory band that they put on the dolls like to keep the hair in place when they're like in the factory and stuff. I haven't even really taken it off. I wonder what her bangs look like underneath. I haven't really, because she is like a dead stock doll or whatever. But oh, okay, yeah, the bangs look pretty good. The hair is like immaculate condition because it's never been played with. You know, it's poly, whatever. She just have like that some marks on her head and stuff. But yeah. Besides that, she looks pretty good. 2012 MGA. I want to keep up with the oh, it's in my hand. I want to try and keep up with this little thingy. It's like it came with her, so I think it's neat to keep it. Doesn't really have much use. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I'll probably use it for other Bratzilla's dolls, like when I'm cutting bangs and like setting the hair and stuff. I'll probably reuse this for that, but it doesn't have like much. What is it? It doesn't give like much information on the doll or anything like that. Besides it just like being there to keep the bangs down, so I don't really feel bad about not using it. You know what I mean? Just throwing it in a drawer and forgetting about it. Did I not? I don't know. Yeah, whatever. And then I will singe the end of that knot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And then I'll pull it, and then it locks. I also need to clip the ends because I hadn't been clipping the ends for the other plugs I was doing for this doll. And if you don't clip the ends of your hair when you're doing like the knot at the end method, it can actually get when you're pulling the hair up into the head and then out the hole, it can actually grab some of those longer bits that you didn't cut and then pull it out of the plug that you are rooting. So if you can see there, those little short bits, those are from me not cutting the ends of the knots, the little long bit at the end, the tail, if you will. And it ended up kind of pulling some of those longer hairs through. So when that happens, it's kind of annoying, especially if you're like OCD. Yeah, there are ways to like fix that, like what I just did, like trimming them. Also, I've pushed them back into the head with my needle before, but you know what? It's fine. They're not going to be seen anyway, so I'm just gonna like not worry too much with it. Besides trimming them. My birthday was recently. It was on the 1st of July. Yep, I'm a July baby. It's very easy to remember my birthday. It's just, when you think of June, just think about when June starts, like 1st of July. Immediately when July starts, it's my birthday. We didn't do too much on my birthday. Oops, sorry. We didn't do too much on my birthday. We got some, let's see, we got some tacos for my sister and brother-in-law, and then I got some. So basically in my town there is a what is it, a joint Taco Bell Long John Silver's, so like they share the same building and everything like that. You go in there and you order. If you want Taco Bell, you order Taco Bell. If you want Long Johns, then you order Long Johns. I don't really like tacos like that, so I got Long John Silver's. And it had been forever since I had had anything from there. And I used to like love their chicken. And the Hush Puppies. Oh my god. I used to live and die by Long John Silver's. And it had been like years since I had last gotten any, probably like 12 or to 13 years. I'm not even gonna lie saying that it was like any less than that. Like it had been a long time, and I got some, and it was pretty good. I don't think I'd get it again anytime soon, but it's definitely a little nostalgic meal to have. Reminds me of my childhood. I think I prefer Dairy Queen actually over Long John's nowadays. We'll cinch that. Oh, cinch it. Okay, there we go. And then we'll pull tight. I'm probably gonna have to vacuum again after this because of all the little cut hair everywhere, but whatever. I do dolls, it's inevitable. I'll wet this. But besides that, I just stayed home. I got a little money for my birthday. That's about it. My sister did end up getting me, do I have it? I don't have it. Okay, it's on my bed somewhere, but I got a new iPad, which is wonderful because if you don't know, I don't really talk about it too much. I have mentioned it on my community tab and I think in like some live streams, but I recently had gotten into 3D sculpting on my pad with Nomad on my older tablet, and my older tablet just like is not, it was kind of a little bit old even when I had first gotten it when it was like new. So yeah, it just was not the best like thing for 3D sculpting. I may do, but it had its limitations. But my sister was gracious enough to get me a brand new iPad for my birthday. It was quite a pretty penny. I found out later on, but I also got her a nice gift for her birthday when I had made a pretty decent sum of money, so I think it equaled out. But yeah, so it's the iPad Air 5th gen, I think. Is that the newest one? It's the newest one. It's the 2026. It is wonderful. It runs so smoothly. It has 1 terabyte of storage, which is fantastic because a lot of my games and programs and stuff eat up a lot of storage, so it's really good, especially the Nomad, using Nomad and stuff. And I also do like digital art on my iPad, so that's a blessing that I was able to get such a high storage. It was so thoughtful of her. But yeah, so I've been sculpting a little bit on that. I've been working on my Ping doll again. Actually had fully sculpted her, Ping, and gotten the body all done and stuff, and then like I had sent it off for somebody to articulate her, and they still hadn't gotten around to doing it, which, you know, there was no time limit on it or anything like that. But, you know, I was looking at it and I'm like, I don't really like the body I sculpted anymore. So I like went back and like tweaked some stuff, and I've been trying to like learn how to articulate it myself because I do need to learn how to do it eventually. And I think that person's gonna do a wonderful job articulating the one I sent them. So it's kind of like two things there. I can have 2 different dolls essentially. if they go all out with their articulation, especially because I'm not gonna do like a super advanced, like extraordinary type of articulation for her. I think I'm just gonna do like the bare bones. I was thinking of even like adding like bust articulation for her, but I'm just like, I don't want to do that right now. She is going to get what is it? She's gonna get knee, elbow, wrist articulation, like with a mechanical type of joint. And then the rest is just gonna be strong, and then the head's gonna be like plopped down onto a rod or something. I was thinking about making it like a pivotable head, but I just don't know how to do it at the moment. I don't know if I care to like experiment enough with it to even do it, especially since Wild Childs, they are like releasing and stuff. So, you know, if I want a 3D ping that bad, I'll just get one and 3D scan it. Because I've actually been looking into 3D scanning, and that's something I do want to get into eventually. Because there are some things that I want 3D scanned that are not at least publicly 3D scanned, like where you can actually get the model, like some vintage Barbies, also some like accessories and what have you, for dolls that are harder to find, like this girl right here. I would love to scan her shoes, and I don't know if this mold was ever reused, but I'd love to scan her shoes and get a model of that into the computer so I could like 3D print some more. The glasses, though these would be a pretty easy thing to like sculpt and make yourself, but I just like the idea of like 3D scanning stuff, so that's why I kind of have been wanting to get into it. Also, my number 3 Barbie. Because if you don't know, I do have a Build Lily, an actual Build Lily model scan, that I use to like make Build Lily dolls. I've kind of taken a break on that. I got burnt out and some stuff happened, and it just kind of dampened my mood. So I haven't been doing many of those recently, but I do make Build Lilies for myself and also other people. Also for gifts, I've done it for gifts as well, so it's nice. What was I saying? Oh yeah, and there's a cheap-ish kind of low and mid-range, I don't know, like 3D scanner that was on sale recently. It's not on sale anymore, I don't think, but it was even like the original price like wasn't that bad considering it's a 3D scanner, you know what I mean? And I've been looking into it, and for what I want to do, it's a pretty decent, like, it's pretty decent, you know what I mean? I'm not planning on doing like a whole bunch of like super teeny miniature, like highly detailed stuff. The most I do is like I don't know. Something like this is probably the smallest thing I do for a 3D scan. Which this might not take well, but I mean this, like shoes and stuff, I think it'd do pretty good. So anyways, I've been looking into that. We will see what the future holds in regards to 3D scanning, but who knows, maybe that's gonna be my new thing. I love experimenting with new technologies and like methods and stuff. I get very bored if I do the same thing over and over again, even if it works. Yeah, so I like experimenting. It's fun. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but my needle is extremely bent. I forget how it ended up like this. I was doing something and it bent it really, really badly, but it's still usable. It has a severe, like, oof, but it gets the job done, so it's fine. What did I do with my pliers? Or my needle nose pliers. Oh, there they are. Let me just grab those really quickly, because I think I'm gonna get into, I'm actually gonna turn off did it turn off already? Yeah, okay, it turned off. My, flat iron turns off when it, like, gets too hot, so I was just checking that. Anyways, I'm gonna start rooting a little bit in this doll. I only have, like, a few hair plugs prepared. Like, it's so it takes so long doing them like one by one like that, but it's fine, whatever. So I'm gonna take my pliers because it does a wonder for my hand, like makes it a teeny bit easier at least. So I think I'm gonna go along the I think I'm just gonna get the hairline out the way because that is where most of the holes are anyway. So once I get that done, then it's smooth sailing from there. I turn it around and I push it in there, and I aim for the neck hole. Oh, thank you for whoever liked that, like my little stream. Get in there. Okay, there we go. Sorry, it's a little blurry. Can you zoom in a little bit? Spray with a little bit of water. And then thread it. Oh. I like threading it like this. It almost is like, it almost never fails doing it that way for me. And whatever, like, didn't want to be thread through, it gets pulled in there by doing it like that. So yeah, and then I pull it downward, and then I take my pliers and I pull it out. There we go. And then we have a plug. And yeah, it's tedious, but at least the knots stay in, you know? If it works, it works, even if it takes a little bit longer, but the reroot tool would not have worked the best for this length. So yeah. So kind of widen it, and then I take this, push it in there. Oh! My hands are super shaky too. I just have not been in that good of health recently, so... there we go. It's kind of good that this is a little bit curved because it makes it easier to find the, like, thread it through the hole, push it through the hole or whatever. So maybe it's a blessing that it's a little bit bent. I'm just gonna spray my plugs a little bit. So this nylon I'm working with, I don't know, I'm pretty sure it's like a, what is it, almost like a kiwi nylon. I could have sworn I saw a plug, like, get snatched up somewhere, or snagged on something, whatever. But yeah, I think this nylon is like a kiwi nylon. It came off of a, what is it, a My Life As doll? Which I don't really, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really collect them. The only 18-inch dolls that I collect, like in that size range, are American Girl, and I don't like actively collect them. I like if I see them in person for cheap enough, I'll get them, or online or something like that maybe. But and I collect them a little bit when I was a kid, so that's why I have like so many, as many as I do. Or like fashion dolls in that size range. I'll collect, or vintage dolls, like, that type of stuff. But I don't really do the like My Life As type dolls. I don't really do them. So I just, whenever I see them for cheap enough and the hair is nylon, I'm like, okay, you're mine. I'm snatching you up for my other dolls. I'm gonna harvest your hair. And so far, oh, does she have some? Yep, she has some stragglers at the end. When I get hair at the end that didn't thread through the needle for whatever reason, I just pull it out. It's whatever. She's gonna have plenty of hair after she's done being rerooted. Yeah. I will say the My Life As dolls are, like, in my opinion, they're verging on like the same quality as American Girl, so I don't know why American Girl is charging like $130 for one of their dolls, whereas like the My Life As dolls are only like, what, $30-$40? I think the regulars are like 30, 35, and then like the special editions go up to like as much as 60 or 70 or something like that. But then again, that's still like such a great deal cheaper than American Girl. I'm like, oh my goodness, why American Girl have we resorted to such high prices? I mean, I'm saying that as though like American Girl hasn't always been a little bit pricey, but like when I was a kid, it felt a little bit more obtainable. Like, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. That's life. Everything's more expensive. I will say a new doll that I'm getting into recently is Mirror Me. I have been obsessed and been wanting to like own those dolls for like since they've leaked. And I bought all of them. I got all of them and I'm very broke now. So I'm probably going to have to sell some stuffs in my collection to get a little bit more money for other things. But yeah, I wasn't feeling great and I wanted a little pick me up, so I just like said, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna get all of the Mirror Me's. Which I don't have all of them. I still need the was it Shay and then Suki Gold Petal. But they haven't like released to the public yet, so I wish they would hurry, but it's fine. Whatever, they're gonna be like widely available, so at least in the US. But yeah, my main target is Suki Gold Petal because she is based off of a Japanese art form called kintsugi, which is like basically a form of repair on like pottery and stuff like that and glassware. It's like you're not it's like where they repair the cracks, but it's not like you're trying to get rid of the cracks. It's like you're incorporating the cracks into the design itself, so they'll like tend to line them with gold and stuff like that, outline the cracks in gold to like accentuate them almost and make it like a part of the piece itself. And I think that the like meaning behind it is pretty cool. So it's like, don't try and get rid of what's broken or whatever, just like make it a part of you or something. And I'm like, oh, I like that message. So I really want her. Plus I've said this on many a time, but she's Japanese themed, obviously. She's inspired by the Japanese art form, so anything Japanese, I have a very soft spot for because I studied Japanese quite intensely for many years. Well, for 2 years specifically, I studied very intensely to try and speak it. I've since stopped studying it and like speaking it and everything, but it's a very nostalgic point in my life, so I have a fondness for Japanese anything. It sends me back to when I was a child, a little kiddo, learning stuff, and everybody thinking I was cool because I was learning Japanese and stuff, so. Those were the days. I only have like 2 plugs left, so I'm gonna have to make more, sadly. That's my least favorite part, is making the plugs for the little knot at the end method. For the knot in the middle method, I don't mind it as much because like you're getting 2 plugs. You're knotting one knot, but then you're getting 2 plugs, so it's fine doing it that way to me. But like doing it one by one is like a little bit daunting, but it's whatever. Really trying not to use my hand here. I don't even think I can use my hand to push it in there anymore. My hand's so weak. I really need to start doing hand exercises to try and combat some of the things that come with carpal tunnel, I think. So it's very saddening having to deal with this at such a young age too. But I am getting older, so it's whatever. Also, these were scissors that somebody had sent me in a little, what is it, care package? I guess that they had saw that I wasn't doing too well, and they were like, I'm gonna send you a care package, and then they sent me some scissors and some hair, milk silk, to be exact. They sent me a hink of milk silk, and that hair is so freaking soft. It is softer than, like, kiwi nylon on a rainbow high doll. It's such a good, like, it's so silky smooth. I love it, and I want to root a doll with it so bad, but I don't know who. I don't know if I want to do a Barbie or a Monster High, or I don't know, a Bratzilla custom. I don't know, because no Bratzilla that I am aware of, like, was rooted with that color of hair I got, because it's like a dark brown. Yeah, I don't think any Bratzilla really had like a dark brown hair. Well, no, scratch that. I think one, Liliana was her name, I think. She was in the Back to Magic line. So the same line as this girl right here. But besides her, I don't think anyone else had like dark brown hair, like a natural hair color. Well, no, well, her hair was more like a white than a blonde. I'm rooting her in like a platinum blonde because that's all I have, but yeah. When she was new, that's what it was. I think it was meant to be like a white color. This doll was actually rooted with Saran. Surprisingly, a lot of the Magic Night Out dolls, I think almost all of them had like a Saran and a polypropylene like variant. It was a very interesting like line. I don't know what was going on in the room when they were making that line. They were like, okay, well, this line gets Saran, like just give them Saran. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but also like she has some like hair trapped in her head. That's what I'm trying to get out here. It's like the needle is getting caught on it. All right, last hair plug. This one's super thick. Oh goodness, get in there. Okay, yeah, that got a little bit tingled. Yeah, see, that's one thing I don't like about making them too thick. Sometimes it's a little harder to thread through the needle, so if it gets to the point where it's like hard to thread through the needle, sometimes I will literally just like split it in half, and then it'll become like 2 hair plugs. I think I learned this from Amber Ruxpin. I can't because I remember doing it. I almost think I remember doing it before I saw her do that, or like I was thinking about it. I can't remember which it was, but I saw her do that for a Teeny Barbie, where she like glued the end of the knot, and then she like she made a thicker like hair plug, and then she split it in half, and it made 2, kind of like how you're doing the knot in the middle method, but you know, you're still retaining the length and whatnot. So yeah, I hadn't been doing it for this one because I was kind of scared about the knot coming undone since I wasn't gluing it. But I might. I'm messing up. I'm not using my pliers. Sometimes it gets a little bit. I get a little bit lost in the zone. A little bit in the zone, and I don't realize what I'm doing. But yeah, 2 hair plugs. But yeah, I might try and do that now. Going forward, like just praying that the knot doesn't come undone when I turn it into 2 hair plugs. To try and speed this up a little bit, because I want to get her done. And I don't know what I want. I think I might just end up using her for like a fashion pack, since I don't really have anything else but like one shoe that goes with her. So she might be reserved for a fashion pack. So I might not even style her hair how it originally was. I think what I want to do is I want to... I'm kind of against middle parts recently. I'm going to be honest with how many middle parts we've been getting with these doll lines recently from Monster High G3 specifically, but I think what I'm going to do is have her middle part and then thatch it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it down like this, and then I'm going to curl it. Give her some big curls maybe, or some looser curls, I don't know. And then maybe get her her designated fashion pack to put her in, so she's like her own doll type deal, which is what I've been wanting to do anyways for the fashion packs, because I do want to get the fashion packs for my Bratzillas. Alrighty, so I'm gonna just make them a little bit thicker, since I'm gonna be trying to split them instead of just doing them one by one. But so I'm just gonna not that. Oh, I might have, yeah, well, once it's split in two, then it'll be fine. Okay. Okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. Pull it taut, and there we go. I don't know what it is about that just like seals it so good, but it needs to be sealed a little bit more there. There we go. Flatten it and then pull it tight. There we go. Okay, that's good. And then I will cut it. The end. I need two. Let's see, so that's 2. Like that. That's 4. The weather's been so bad recently. I think it got up to 103 was the hottest here, but the heat index, it felt like with the humidity and such, it felt like 120. And I actually went out for walks on 2 of the hottest days and didn't realize how bad it was going to be, and I ended up getting quite ill for one of them. So that wasn't fun. So please make sure to use caution when going outside when it's that hot. Do not be like me and just think, oh, I'm going to beat the heat, and then the heat ends up beating you. Yeah, there we go. Let me pull that taut. Trim it, and then that's 4 plugs. I just don't really like, I mean, it's more secure when you glue the knots at the end, but I just don't like gluing them. Waiting for the glue to dry just like sends me into like a dread, because I like doing things like this, you know? Gives me almost like an anxiety type situation. Which is funny since like Rerooting doesn't do that, but I don't know. Rerooting itself doesn't do me like that, but I ate 20. Oh, girl, I don't know what to tell you, eating 20 planes and becoming yellow. You're gonna have to figure that out by yourself. Ugh. You're gonna eat 1B bikes. Huh. That's interesting. That's 6. Okay. 6 plugs. Until you become purple. Alright, well, good luck with doing all that. Good luck with all of that. You were joking. Oh, yeah. I truly believed that you were going to eat a 1 bikes, then turn purple and yellow and all that such and such. So, yeah. I mean, let's see. Okay. Yeah. I haven't even been really able to sew recently because of my hand, and I tend to do a lot more hand sewing than like machine sewing. So it's a little bit annoying because I was trying to sew a sock for a doll, like a pair of socks, replacement socks, and it like my hand kept cramping up and I couldn't even get past the one sock. Like, it was so annoying. So annoying. Ugh, I wish that this would just like stay in place. And just pull it. It should be fine. There we go. That's fine. Hopefully. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, we got 8 plugs. So we can root a little bit of hair now. I'm praying that this stays. This is not. I was feeling a little... Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I'm not gonna like tug on the hair anyways. I mean, heck, I used the... Oh no, let me do this one last plug. Okay, so that's 10 plugs we ended up doing. But yeah, I was watching a YouTuber that I used to watch quite a bit. I actually haven't been watching that much YouTube, and she has been uploading a lot of videos, and I'm like, oh my god. So I've been trying to like get through them, and she had streamed for the first time in a long time, I think like a year or so. She had streamed twice, and I missed both of them, and I was like, no. But you know what? It's fine. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so when I saw her, she was doing like a stream where she was rooting a doll. I was like, oh my god, like I want making me want to root a doll. So I was like, you know what? It's been a while since I've uploaded a rooting doll stream. So why not try it myself? Okay. So we're just gonna split that in half. I'm just gonna split them. Pre-split them, that way I'm not struggling. And spritz some with a little bit of water. Okay. So now I'm gonna... Whew, my hand is shaking. Maybe I'll just try and power through it. I really do not like using the pliers. Oh my goodness. Boop. It's one plug. I don't know if that's gonna allow me to, whatever. It's two plug. Ugh, there is that piece of hair in there. I just wanna, can I, ugh. That's so annoying. It's so annoying when you know that there's like a clump of hair in there and you literally cannot get it out no matter what you do. And I thoroughly, like, before like rooting this doll's head, I like was checking inside the head and I kept pulling hair out and I was like, okay, I think I got everything, and now there's still like a big clump of hair in there that I just cannot get out. And it's so annoying. Goodness. And is that clump of hair still in the way? Can I grab it now? Oh, wait. No, whatever. A little came out. What was I saying? Oh, right, yeah. I've already tried, for removing the stains on this doll. I've tried, like, acetoning a lot of it off. And some of the, like, dirt and whatever came off, but some of these stains are just so deep in her vinyl that she's gonna need a stain treatment. But I'm not gonna be using hydrogen peroxide anymore because I'll be completely honest, a lot of people swear by it. I don't like it. I like acne cream. I've just come to that conclusion. I've tried with the hydrogen, and it works great for, like, getting, like, a good, like, coat over, like, larger areas. Like, say if the head's, like, completely yellowed or something like that. Or, like, large, like, flat surfaces. It's great for that. But, like, for, like, stains, like, that are super close to, like, paint and stuff like that, like, around here and whatnot, it's so hard to get, like, good, like, accurate control when applying it that sometimes it just gets everywhere and it ruins the makeup. I'm just not doing it anymore, so I'm getting acne cream, going back to my roots. And people can say what they want and be like, oh my god, it, like, stays in the doll's vinyl and bleaches it over time, and I'm like, okay, give me evidence. Give me evidence. Other than My Little Ponies, because they had a different vinyl than fashion dolls that people be using it on, like Monster High and stuff. They had a different vinyl mixtures and stuff. And also vintage dolls that, like, used the dyed vinyl. It's like, I think they dyed it after it was made and stuff like that. They dipped it in big vats of dye to give it a color instead of pre-mixing it into the vinyl itself. I've seen it where it will bleach dolls that, like, were made like that, but never... I've not seen a single one besides a My Little Pony Generation 1 that has bleached like that. I'm sorry. Or, like, a vintage doll that had, like, the dip dye method. Yeah, so I'm going back to acne cream. You're gonna have to be mad at me. I just cannot do the hydrogen. Cannot. Let's see. A lot of people recently, I've noticed that, like, when you, like, show how you do things online, like how you would personally do it, they get, like, super angry and they're like, you're doing bad by your doll by doing it that way. And I'm like, bruh, I'm just trying to fix my doll, bruh. She's already ruined. Let me ruin her more and make her look at least a little bit more presentable, you know? I appreciate, like, suggestions and stuff, but sometimes people get very, like, just super duper angry and bitter, and I'm like, goodness gracious, can we just, like, enjoy the dolls, please? It's supposed to be like a fun little relaxing hobby, like, where we get out of our little grown-up lives and, like, de-stress with dolls and stuff. We don't need to be like bringing so much negativity. Goodness. Ugh. I don't know. That's where I'm at recently with like. That's why I've been kind of like trying to keep the doll, what is it, community stuff to like a minimum. Because at first I thought it was just like Monster High. I'm not gonna lie. Like the community there is a little bit. I'll be real. Like I don't participate in it as much as I used to, because some of the people there are not the best. Which that's for any community, but yeah. This is just my little vent, by the way. If you're not into that, then just tune out. But I don't know, like also it recently in the Barbie space, so I was taking a break from the Monster High community, and I was like, oh, I miss talking about dolls with people. I'm gonna go to the Barbie community. And then it was honestly like the Barbie community is a little bit more, what's the word? Some of the people in that space is like a little bit more calculated, I guess. And it's like, oh my lord. So then a bunch of stuff happened there, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So now I'm just back on YouTube, just like vibing, trying to vibe and pick up my spirits. Because, the stress of real life and then like getting online and being stressed out. I don't know. It's just too much stress. I just need to find a safe space to be a little bit less stressed. So that's why I am trying to stream more recently, so I can curate a safe space for myself. Goodness gracious. Anyways, she's coming along, as you can see. I forget how far. I think we were right here and we came all this way, so especially after doing the splitting the hair in the middle and making 2 plugs that way method. Ugh. Lifesaver. I don't know why I hadn't been doing that to begin with, but oh, she has a little bit of black peeking. Can I get that? Let me get my needle. How can I just like grab that with my nail? Like what? Ooh. Let me trim some of this off. These plugs that are kind of poking through. This is why we trim our plugs, kids. Lord have mercy, we do not want this. Oh, nope, I got 2 more. I forgot that those were even laying there. The hair blends in a little bit into the surrounding area, so. And my sight isn't what it used to be, so. Oh. Was that one of my hair plugs, or was that like a wad of, ooh. I see that little pesky. Oh. Oh. Okay, got a little bit of that black hair out of there. I wasn't even seeing the black hair because it's so dark. Oh, darn it, I think I broke my scissors a little bit. Hold on. Did I break my scissors a little bit? No, I didn't. Okay. Okay, it was just the hair. All right. Hold on. Get out of there now. Oh, my lord. That was a big chunk. Goodness. I don't know how I did not see that. Hold on. There's like more in there? Oh, my god. I need to get like finer, what's the word? Finer, needle nose pliers, like tweezers or something, to get in there, because Lord knows that there is probably just like a whole lot of wadded up hair in there that I was not aware that was in there. Oh my god. Ugh, whatever, at least I got some of that out for my own sanity. Okay. Now we push that through. Thread. One method of rerooting that I've always wanted to like do to completion is the lock and loop method. I do, and the only reason that I even want to do that is, one, because I like trying new things out and doing it to completion, and two, I kind of want the factory look on the inside of the head, just to say that it's like, oh, it's done like the factory, you know what I mean? Because that's how they did it for most dolls until very recently. Like, what, until 20 was it 16 or something like that for most dolls. Well, outside of Mattel dolls, they might still do it that way, but I know for Mattel nowadays they stopped doing the lock and loop method for the machine where they sewed it in, the chaining way of doing it, and then they switched to the glue. And then after the glue bombed and they realized, oh crap, this isn't good for the dolls and the kids and stuff, then they started burning the hair on the inside and they created like little teeny knots. And like, I like it that way, but also I kind of like the chaining. It just looks pretty, you know what I mean? Looks very neat and tidy. Debating if I want to go all the way to the, I think I will. I think I will. To the entire back hairline before I work on the inside. I've been streaming for what, an hour and 11 minutes? Or 13? Something like that. My time shows up a little bit funnily for me, so it's hard calculating, but I think I've been live for about an hour and 12 minutes, something like that. So I think after I do this, I'm just gonna end the stream. Probably take a break on this girly because I don't want to wear my hand out too bad, and my flat iron's still on. That's not good. That's not good. Oh, there we go. Oh. No. Around the world. Okay, there we go. And with that, there we go. Let me wet that a little bit. And with that, we've reached our last plug of the live stream. So, you know what? We got a little bit of ways to go still, but I might come back on here and continue on her. I might just take a little break and then come back. Or just set her down until I'm ready to fire up a stream again and work on her some more, because, I don't know, I need to do more streaming anyway, so this is a good excuse to kind of get her done as well as streaming more, you know? So, but yeah. This is probably still warm, so I'm just gonna run that through her hair really quickly. Yeah, I don't think it was warm enough to do anything, but anyways, that's the end of this live stream. Thank you to anyone who tuned in. I hope you enjoyed it, watching my little rambly live stream while I root a doll and show some stuff off and all that other good stuff. So yeah. Anyways, I'll catch y'all in the next one, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye, everyone.